Okay, so for recaps, we got a whole another week of Summer of Steven.
Woo!
Week 2 of 4, I just realized.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm gonna die!
Yeah,
this podcast is gonna document my death. I'll die on the 100th episode.
So first up, we had Restaurant Wars, a fun one, in which Steven accidentally reignites a feud between Fryman and Kofi.
Via mozzarella stick.
Via mozzarella stick.
And then they Akira yell at each other.
Yeah. Well, that whole episode was so anime, like, at the very end.
Yeah.
Eating the food. Is
where Steven does the, like, shing.
He goes like, Keh.
Keh. Nice secret move.
And, like, the line shooting behind Fryman and Kofi on his hands and knees.
Yeah.
Saying
and then Pearl dressed like a waiter. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
She's so dapper.
I loved how we had, like, Ronaldo and Petey and Kiki and Jenny all on Steven's couch together.
I forgot how much I loved Petey. Petey's my fry son.
Yeah, he does seem to be a little underutilized. It was nice to see them all on Steven's couch hanging out. I loved the thing where Jenny just, like, raspberried Kiki's cheek.
Yeah, it was very...
It was like, and it was like,
oh man, I haven't taken a good look at this before, but Lamar Abrams' promotional art was them both punching each other at the same time. It was very inspired by, like, cheesy shonen manga.
Yeah.
Like the whole episode.
Yeah.
This is shonen.
I want Petey to go on to have an episode where he goes on an adventure with Steven and Connie.
That'd be fun.
I need all the kids to have a play date.
I feel like Connie and Petey could get along because they're both very responsible.
Yeah.
And this one was just oodles of fun. I kind of want to try a pizza bagel that has cream cheese in it.
Right.
I kind of want to try that.
I don't know how you would put ketchup in a fry, though.
You, like, insert it.
You, like, inject it?
You inject it, yeah.
Yeah.
With a hypodermic needle.
I don't know.
You just get one, like, get one of those thick cut fries.
Yeah, like a crinkle cut fry.
Yeah.
Just kind of
just like a thick, just like a chip.
That one was super fun. Then we have Kiki's Pizza Delivery Service.
Speaking of anime references, I mean, there's the name, but we don't get any more of that. And this one, we do more of Steven dream diving in Kiki's recurring pizza nightmare that she's been having because...
For like a month or something.
Her entire life.
Yeah, because Jenny's been taking it for granted, and he is able to they're able to uncover that Jenny is the problem, like her frustration with Jenny. I love Jenny's like extra nasally voice when she was made of cheese.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of like the idea of drowning in greasy cheese is a very unpleasant. It is a nightmare. And it's like heavy, this idea of it like just like settling in your stomach and it's just like ugh, weighing her down.
I've had some bad calzones like that.
Yeah. Now, when they did defeat the pizza problem and the pizza dream faded away, there was a shot that caused Nina and I to both cuss at the TV.
I loved it.
I was like, you've gotta be fucking kidding me!
I know, I was like, what the fuck, man? Why?
God damn it!
Why? Why did you make me think of that? Why? I was having a great time. Like, yeah, it was pretty obviously telegraphed what Kiki's problem was, but it was, I'm glad she figured it out, and it was a creative way to do it, and it's neat that Steven has this power, whatever, but then you fucking...
There was a shot at the end of the dream that paralleled the final shot from End of Evangelion, which I've never even seen, but I knew it was like, what the God damn it!
And they're not even the same. The scenes are so different. Like, I don't know what I was trying to evoke.
Well, it's trying to
a reference.
Well, it's a reference.
Like, it was the same thing with the congratulations.
Well, that was almost like a condescending, like, "Yeah, you did it," sort of thing.
Well, I mean, okay, the thing is that it's what I think the joke was is like, let's take this very heavy scene, this very graphic and like evocative scene, and let's the goof is that now it's pizza.
Yeah, now it's pizza.
The funniest food.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I like learning more about Kiki, and spending time with just her, because we spent a lot of time with Jenny and, like, Kiki and her family. we never really had an episode just about Kiki.
Yeah.
Because she's always just been, like, the other twin in the background.
Yeah, I constantly forgot they were twins. Until this episode.
I mean, having to deliver pizzas on foot is brutal.
Here's the thing. Both this Kiki's Pizza Delivery Service?
Yes.
Service. And the test, one with the congratulations goof, both storyboarded by Katie Mitroff.
Oh, cool. Got a fucking weeb in our midst.
They're all weebs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
that's the thing we haven't talked about in a while.
Who it was who said it, but they basically said that, like, if there's ever an anime, if you ever think there's an anime reference in Steven, it is one.
Yep.
I mean, this is just, the place where we are, where the creatives, the people working in animation grew up on 90s anime.
Yeah. I mean, one of Rebecca Sugar's biggest inspirations for this show was Future Boy Conan, which was in anime.
Yeah. There's just a ton of anime references, and not just in this show. Like, we've seen it in other shows.
Oh yeah, no, it's happening. All of the 90s kids who grew up with, like, anime and stuff, they're making cartoons now. And they're like, this is an influential part of my life, and I want to pay homage. It's great.
Yeah. I just loved how when, Kiki finally, like, confronted the Pizza Jenny was just like, okay. Because, like, okay.
Like, I feel like that was a good message where you at least need to be honest before you can even worry about that stuff. But then also I immediately thought, like, there's so many families where her sister just could have been the biggest bitch about it anyway. And totally just yelled and screamed.
But
it's like, what do you do then?
Well,
you're right.
Maybe they'll do a different episode about that. I don't know. Like,
because like, this is the thing about Steven Universe. It's a wonderful show. Like, there's kind of only like 2 unapologetically bad people. Everyone else is really nice.
Yeah, because it's idealized, and like siblinghood is definitely idealized in this show because it makes up the foundation of it.
Right.
Having siblings who hate each other isn't really in vein with what Rebecca Sugar's all about.
Yeah.
Not that it's not possible, but, maybe they'll get to it. I mean, the relationships between the gems themselves have showed how complicated things can be sometimes.
Totally.
So, this was just a case of, like, she just needed to be honest and just say what she was feeling. Because, sometimes people will take advantage of you and not realize that they are because you never object to it.
Totally.
So, yeah. And then we had the one that I was, like, so looking forward to, Monster Reunion.
Oh, boy.
We have the return of Centipedal.
I continue my accidental quest to specifically pick the worst episodes to watch while under the influence of narcotics.
God.
Oh, man, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, oh, hey, there's a new Steven Universe. Let me watch it. Oh, no!
Well, that's not marijuana's not a narcotic.
I don't know. It's drugs.
Okay. It's drugs, man.
He did a drug.
I did some drugs. Yeah, Monster Reunion. Steven realizes his healing power is back because he fixed MC Bear. And then he goes around breaking that. Look what I can do! Splat! It's great. And so he's like, great, now my healing power's back. First thing I want to do is go back and revisit Centipedal. Because that was from an earlier episode back when people were like, didn't know how to feel about the show. They thought Steven was really annoying. Like, that was an episode where some people, I don't know, it like didn't really seem to stand out at the time, really, as like important.
Was that wasn't Bubble Buddies, that was a different one.
No, it was Monster Friend or whatever.
It was season 1, I want to find it.
So, they go back.
Monster Buddies.
So Steven goes to find her. I'm not sure what her gem is supposed to be.
Well, it's corrupted.
But we found other gems that are corrupted, but the actual gem looks like a stone that exists.
Well,
and people have been able to identify what they were.
Well, this one must be an apricorn. So our centipedal is.
Steven heals her, opens her up, heals her. Garnet and Pearl are like, I don't know. Even Amethyst is like, nah. They try their best to explain it. He's like, well, I have to try. I'm Steven. And he does it, kind of. She's able to regain awareness of herself and a more humanoid form. She's still monsterish and bug-like, but she's
honestly,
not, like, mindless anymore.
The more that it shows how all there she actually is, like, the worse it got for me. I was like, oh no, then she's just like a little, like, living in a nightmare.
Pretty much.
Oh no! And, like, then Steven's still, like, cracking Steven jokes, and I'm like, young man.
He's trying his best.
Read the room! The whole scene of her drawing her history in crayon as she was remembering it and being reduced to tears is brutal.
It's very brutal.
God.
And I was like, oh man. And it calls back to I forgot the name, but the episode before Jailbreak. I guess part 1? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where, Greg was driving Steven away from the impending landing of Jasper and Peridot, and was sort of trying to explain to Steven, like, what all this shit's about, right? Because he had no idea about the war and anything at that point. And he mentioned that the only reason why Rose was able to survive, she was only able to save herself and her close friends because she had her shield. And then Steven freaks out and is like, I have her, but it's my shield now, and they need it, and blah, blah, blah. Which, people speculated, like, so, like, what does that mean? Like, there was... And then we got to sort of see it in Centipedal's crayon drawing of, as the Homeworld gems were leaving, they sent out some kind of...
Orbital strike. Which, attacked everybody. Like, it's probably what destroyed all of their infrastructure there. They're just like, fuck these guys, we're not gonna win, but neither are they.
Yeah, and it seemed like Centipedal was supposed to escape, but she didn't make it in time. It's not... I believe she was sent from Homeworld as part of a fleet for the war and got caught up while they were trying to escape, trying to find her other team members from her crew, because she seemed to care a lot about her crew. And then, she's incredibly distraught, and it's very painful to see. And the more she remembers the pain that she's went through and what happened to her, because part of what the pain she's going through is betrayal. Like, she came to Earth serving the diamonds, if Peridot's any indication of how most gems feel about their diamonds, to have them do something like that to her, who all she did was serve them like she was supposed to, must have been...
fucked up.
Just the worst. Like, I don't even know I wouldn't even know how that would feel.
Hecked up.
So hence, like, she was, like, losing control of everything, just out of just grief. And, Steven's able to help her find the other centipedals, and it's like, they're able to live together, and it's like, okay, at least they're together, and they can feel relief in that way.
They're content.
I sort of found the language that Pearl was using kind of interesting. Like, whenever, Amethyst would talk about the corrupted gems, and Pearl would be like, don't be offensive, or like, don't be... Insensitive. Like when Amethyst tried to turn into a centipedal, and she was like, can I hang out with you guys? And Pearl's like, Amethyst, that is not okay.
It's like, Amethyst, don't make fun.
Yeah, and because
Amethyst doesn't know.
Yeah, Amethyst doesn't really see it that way.
Because it's like, it's disfigurement. They're not supposed to look like this. They're not supposed to act like this. It's because they got fucked up.
Yeah, whereas Pearl and Garnet sort of see it as like the way that you might see somebody who got really fucked up in like an accident and they don't look anything remotely like how they used to look like, and it's kind of like sort of sensitive.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting.
I do want I do kind of want to see the alternate universe where they wrote this show with now Centipedal just lives in their house, just like that.
Yeah.
Just,
like for the rest of the
scrawling
series
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can read her writing.
Yeah, because we learned that apparently there's a type of gem writing.
It's so complex that it looks like children's scrawlings. So That's fun.
That does sort of beg the question of, like, so does that mean they're going to try to talk and communicate with every gem monster they encounter to sort of see if they can help them?
That might be a thing. I mean, or
Instead
like,
of
we
just-
don't know how much, we don't
instead
know
of just
what exactly
trapping
she wrote down. Like, maybe she had a lot of information, like good information.
Well, it seemed like she wrote down who she was.
Yeah.
Because,
So maybe they know
Steven
now.
asked, yeah, they know who she is. They didn't need to look at her illustrations, they could just read what she was saying. I don't know, could beg the question, because if there's a lot of gems like that just in the temple, it makes me kind of want to go, it would be nice if Steven could just kind of go through and, like, talk to each one of them individually and see, like,
I guess
if
that
they'd
might
be better off somewhere else.
Yeah, but also I feel like that whole process might be too, like, emotionally hard for everybody. Like, oh, hey, we brought you back, but also you're a monster, and also you're gonna go back to a perma monster eventually. But, hey, can we grill you for a second?
I don't know.
Like, I don't think Steven wants to do that.
Well, right now they're kind of frozen in time. Because when a gem poofs, like, they're not really conscious.
Well, we saw that with Peridot. When she unpoofed, she picked up where she left off.
Yeah, so they're kind of, like, in comas. So I don't know. Maybe for the future.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that it'll be a thing. Well, because I mean, we've got another gem coming out. I mean, she's not corrupted, but
right.
I'm sure there'll be something about it.
Yeah. Then we have Alone at Sea.
Oh boy.
Oh god. I'm starting to run out of steam, but I need all the energy I can muster for this one. So it starts off fun. Greg rents a boat, and Steven invites Lapis for a boat ride, because, he wants to help rehabilitate her.
It's immersion therapy.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's pretty gentle immersion therapy.
Yeah. There's no desire to pressure her. It's not Double Dare immersion therapy.
No, it's just like, let's try to have fun, and... Because, the way he put it was good,
Let's
where it's
have fun around water.
Water is a part of who you are, and you can't let one bad thing take it away from you. Which is true, like, if something traumatic happens to you when you are, like, heading to a place that you like, or when you're doing something that you would normally do, which happens to people sometimes, it can kind of take away all the good feelings you initially had about whatever it was that you associate with the traumatic incident. And it can be a shame, because you're like, it robs part of who you are from yourself. So Steven's just, kind of trying to help Lapis feel better about herself. Because Lapis is, from the beginning to the end of this episode, is just like...
Not okay.
Not okay. Like, even from the very beginning, she's like, Steven, I don't deserve this. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Huh? So they go on the boat. It's fun. Greg is there. He's silly. There's a bit with a hat. Best. Lapis makes it clear she doesn't want to be in control over other people. She's very insecure about that. They fish, which I didn't catch it the first time, but the second time seemed very apt to what would happen later, what with Greg being like, no, fishing, because Lapis asks, like, why would a fish bite a hook? And Greg's like, explaining how fishing works. Oh, well, you have to put something on there that they want, so they bite it. Like, this idea of, like, giving somebody something that they want to do something for you that you want, which is kind of the relationship we find out that Lapis had with Jasper.
Also, can I just say that the official Cartoon Network ad on their Tumblr is that fun shot of Steven and Lapis pulling the horn.
Yeah.
And it just says, let's set a course for fun! All aboard the fun boat! Another new Steven Universe is tonight! Sparkles with a boat emoji.
This one is not an analogy for abusive relationships. Don't worry. Why do you even ask?
Like, this one was pretty hard for me because, obviously I got all of the text about the abusive relationship stuff, but being somebody who's never really been in a relationship, a part of it did sort of go over my head. I imagine if I was a child, most of it would go over my head completely because of just not having that life experience to contextualize this very complicated thing. But, basically Lapis is feeling very self-deprecative. She feels like she's a terrible person. She's a monster. She can destroy everything around her. She's destructive.
She feels like she's sadistic.
Yeah, she feels like she enjoys hurting other people. All of this is sort of coming out because she's remembering Jasper and missing Jasper, is what she says. She missed being fused with Jasper. I guess because of the security she got in having this abusive relationship. And the way that it's been portrayed up until this point is that it was Jasper who was probably the abusive one here, but this one sort of rounds it out, and it's like, they were both, it's like Garnet said, they are very bad for each other. Because even in the very beginning, when they first formed Malachite, Lapis was like, using Jasper as a way to seek revenge on everything that went wrong in her life. And basically torturing this person, even if it's for the greater good, it was also very selfish. And then Jasper comes in and is like, we need to fuse again. You changed me. You taught me how great it is. We can be powerful. We can fly. You know, metaphors and shit. Because I guess Jasper also was attached. I mean, I guess when you're with somebody for a really long time, especially in a magical sense,
yeah,
where you're physically the same person, I imagine, it gets kind of hard to imagine being apart.
There's relationships where it's like, man, like neither of these people are good for each other, but they just don't know how to be anything else.
Yeah. And Jasper, in particular, like, Nikki said, what did you say about her exactly? Why would she want this?
Jasper's whole deal is that she wants to be strong. You know, she's of a warrior class. She seems to be pretty high ranking among whatever military there is. You know, she wants to be strong so that she can do...
She also respects the strong.
And she respects strength.
She values it more than anything else, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, she looked at the crystal gems as like, freak.
Wannabe.
What, you know, phony, and you're too short. And what happened, what the fuck happened to you, Rose? You used to be amazing and now you're some little dude. What is this? Whereas when she was Malachi, it's like, this is a power I've never felt before and can't feel any other way.
Yeah, she can't do it without Lapis. She needs her to be what she wants. Even if it's ultimately not good for her, and like, you know, the whole like going on the knees, holding her hand, begging, like, please, let's do this again. Like, I've changed, you've changed, it can be better.
You get punched by the ocean.
Steven's like, she said no, so she means no. No means no. It is kind of, I understand, like, just punching her to get her out of that situation, because there was no, like, more civil way to diffuse it, but it is kind of weird that, like, oh yeah, Jasper's back, we've been wondering where she's been at, and she's back, and then she's gone.
Gone again.
Yeah, she's gotta walk all the way
Team
back.
Rocket.
Yeah.
God.
Maybe she'll do something someday.
And Lapis seems kind of better, I think.
I mean, Lapis was able to unpack some stuff with this.
Yeah. But she needs to stop blaming herself so much.
Yeah.
Punching your abuser with the entire ocean usually helps a little.
Yeah. But again, like I said, she wasn't completely innocent either.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's, like, complicated. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. So let's move on to something much lighter and way easier for me to understand. And that is growing up.
That is the episode of the day we are recording this, July 29th. It's Greg the Babysitter.
So many babies!
Another mostly flashback episode.
Yay!
Of Greg during his time with Rose. It's like, all he wanted to do was just be with Rose and admire Rose and be there for Rose. And he's like, I don't have a job or whatever or anything.
He's running out of money.
Is
like he was just a bum. Like,
he
had the same pair of jeans and shirt, and he just was just there. He would wait all day he was like a puppy. He would wait all day for Rogue to be done with what she had to do so he could hang out with her. And it seemed like they spent all their time together with their free time. Which does, make a lot of sense considering how upset Pearl and Amethyst kind of got with him, because he literally did eat up all her time. But yeah, he's like just like this young bum dude. Doesn't have a house or a job, and then he's like, I need money. So he crashes Vidalia's place. By this point, she's already given birth to Sour Cream. We see baby Sour Cream.
Marty has definitely bounced because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He probably bounced 10 months ago.
Yeah. He's so cute.
He's
such a smooth baby. Yeah. Like, it's the same voice. And, he's being a 20-something-year-old with no life and no plans, taking advantage of his friend who has a place and food. Being himself which is fine. You know, he's this free spirit, whatever, and that's why Rose loves him, but getting milk all over yourself is only charming.
Never.
No.
I hate it. Milk is like weirdly, like spilled milk is actually really gross to me.
I hate spilled milk.
It's like getting milk on me. I'm just like, oh no, I gotta like take an entire shower.
Yeah, like I would probably just cry and
two things I can't stand on me: milk, condiments,
and feet.
I mean, I'm keeping it in the ballpark of food.
Okay.
Because it's like I work food service, and like this summer I've been working at the pool, and like I get there's a lot of ketchup bottles because it's all like fry and grill food, like everything with fries, and it just seems like if I even like glance and like look at a fucking ketchup bottle for too long, I'll like my fingers get sticky. I'm like, fuck.
So
the heart of this episode is the scene when Greg is babysitting Sour Cream. Because Fidelia had to go to her job, and the babysitter bailed. He got Sour Cream on the beach, and Rose shows up, and Rose talks about, it's like, it took me a long time to realize that you two are the same species. Because, like, I mean, obviously there's a size difference, but, like, you can talk and express yourself and make things. Whereas this little guy can't do any of that. He needs to be protected all the time. And that's what's so amazing about you humans is that you grow. Not just physically, but you develop. Like, we are born with our purpose and our goals and everything innate.
Yeah.
We're, we have that programmed in. You don't. You get to choose that. You get to decide that. You get to decide that multiple times.
Yeah.
You get to keep making that decision. And that sinks in for Greg, and he's like, I gotta fucking... Well, first he's like, I gotta write a song. Those are some great Rush lyrics. And then he comes back, and they're gone. He goes to get his guitar, he comes back, they're gone, and Sour Cream is just crawling away, and Rose is just watching him. Because, she doesn't understand the frailty of humans.
She's never been one to interfere with humankind. That's always been sort of...
I mean, her main thing is she was curious. She just wanted to see how it plays out. But she also didn't have any kind of protector instinct. Because she's like, he'll be fine. He'll just poof. Or what, I don't know at what point of understanding she was. But she definitely didn't consider the idea that he would get hurt and die very easily.
All she considered is that's what he wanted to do. So I'm letting him do what he wants. Yeah,
so they go on a Ferris wheel. They say the George Jetson thing. Very good. And then Greg realizes, like, I gotta grow up. Like, me and this baby are the same person, and this baby's cooler than me.
Because Greg is like, how did you not figure that out? And he's like, well, baby, like, needs somebody to take care of him, and all this, and then he's like, oh,
needs to be fed, and needs somebody to give him a bed to sleep on, and needs a large woman.
He's like, I don't need any of that. And then he's just like, oh, wait, I do.
Oh, wait, I've been bumming off of my friends for months, if not years.
I'm a big baby.
So he just walks around and he gets the first job he can find. He's like, I need a job. I need to be an adult. I need to have responsibilities. So it's very interesting to see Greg grow into the person he is today. Because there's a lot of wisdom to Greg.
Oh,
and we see where that comes from. And it was very cool.
Like, the scene where he did just walk into Vidalia's laundry room and just, like, take off his shirt, and I was like, oh, no. Hot Greg. I don't know if I can handle that.
I mean, with the way he's been living, he probably reeks.
Oh, yeah.
We saw him shampoo himself in the beach. In the ocean. I don't even know if that's gonna work.
No.
People's always like... People are all the time talking about hard water. That's as hard as it gets, homie.
And he has so much hair. God, it smells like crabs.
So that's this week. Next week we've got Gem Hunt, Crack the Whip, Steven versus Amethyst, the spoiler-named one where, like, news media has talked about this. We're not going to say any case people are looking out for spoilers, but there's a big thing dropping on Thursday. And then Beta Part 1. And then the week after that is Earthlings Part 2. And
shit, they're gonna make us wait a whole weekend?
Yeah, that's weird that they're splitting up a three-parter.
So cruel.
Back to the moon. I have to imagine that the promotional art is going to be Peridot doing the Ghostbuster fingers.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. That's not on Wikipedia.
No, it's not on Wikipedia, but it's on the Steven Wiki because the Cartoon Network. I mean, maybe these are still up in the air.
Yeah.
And Back to the Moon, Part 3, bubbled The Kindergarten Kid and Gem Harvest. Which might be that's 26 episodes. That'll be the end of season 3.
Yikes.
Jesus.
And then we know the names of 4 episodes that are apparently in season 4. Last one out of Beach City, Tiger Philanthropist, which I'm looking forward to so much. Know Your Fusion and Beach Shorts. Beach Shorts, I want to imagine that's like a Tales of Bossing Say.
Yeah, where it's just like different, because there's so many.
A bunch of little vignettes.
Fun
22
characters.
short films about Springfield.
Yeah.
Summer short shorts.
Yes.
December Ween short shorts.
Shut up. There's so many nice characters.
Yeah.
Good to visit.
And so many that we haven't had a chance to see. And based on the fact that this season is wrapping up, we may be hitting the ground running pretty soon.
Yeah, that 3-parter
buddy.
indicates that something's happening.
Yeah, I know we're going back to the moon.
Oh, okay.
That's what the title's called.
Alright. Alright, so we got some shout-outs. Let's see here. A fan wrote us an email. They didn't sign it, so I'm not going to read the name that's attached to their email address, just in case. Said they're a longtime listener and fan, and they wanted us to talk about the Loud House. We haven't mentioned it at all.
I mean, we've mentioned it briefly. We haven't seen it yet.
And it is, right now, the most watched thing on TV right now as far as children's cartooning is concerned. And then they sort of asked about, like, well, you know, is there, like, a bias against Nickelodeon cartoons? Why isn't it getting as much attention, even though kids seem to be really, really liking it?
I think, you know, adults who look at cartoons, we've looked at Nickelodeon and be like, nah, they're in kind of a dark period. They got Harvey, they had Cora, TMNT's all right. I mean, TMNT's a good TMNT show.
TMNT is good.
You know, there's just a lot of stuff they got there that's just not working.
Yeah.
So...
And I guess the stuff that's happening in Cartoon Network and even Disney is exciting me a little bit more. Yeah. Like, the premise of the Loud House didn't excite me, like, as an adult who watches cartoons.
But in the same way, like, if you would have heard the premise of Clarence, you would have been excited. Clarence just sounds like a show about whatever.
There's a lot of episodes already out, so it would take a bit to catch up, but...
We will definitely do an episode about it. Like, what happened is it got overlooked. There was more immediately interesting looking things that came out, and we didn't give it its due. We didn't give it the due it deserved.
Yeah, everything deserves a due.
And it feels like a lot of, especially like a lot of, you know, adult cartoon fans, which is our main audience, also overlooked it, and we want to do our part to rectify that and give the show the attention it deserves. Because it is a longer show, it's not something we can do like next week. But we will do it pretty soon. Yeah. Certainly by the end of the year, within the next couple of months.
Yeah, we gotta... I mean, look how long it took us to finish off Wander, like...
Yeah. Well, Wander is also, I didn't want to address that it was over.
That too.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure it's entirely sunk in that it's over.
Yeah.
Bugberry on SoundCloud had some stuff to say about Trigger. First, they said that my comparison to Platinum is pretty accurate.
I was honestly surprised that anybody knew what you were talking about.
I said Beautiful Joe. Everybody knows and loves and has played Beautiful Joe.
Okay.
They pointed out a bunch of other references, like the Continue Next Season is a Penny Stocking reference because it had one season that ended on a cliffhanger. Inferno Cop looks like that because they were only able to work on it 2 hours a week.
Yeah. Also, Panty and Stocking, what's his face? Alpha Omega Nova is like basically like a boy panty.
Yeah, like the art style in general looked a lot like pants.
Yeah, but also like when he took his shirt off and he had all those scars, he had 2 scars running down his shoulder blades, like if he had wings that were ripped off. Like,
oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Dang.
Me neither.
But yeah, good observation.
Yeah, a lot of like voice cameo references that very illuminating. You can read this on the SoundCloud page for our Space Patrol Uluko episode.
At Regalao, I don't know if we've shouted them out before, but they said a really nice thing about us on Twitter. They said this is the best podcast ever, bar none. Wonderful people and wonderful discussions. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yay.
We politely disagree. But thank you.
Our schedule coming up next week, we are going to talk about season 3 of Bojack Horseman. I've already finished it, Tooch. Have you watched it yet?
2 episodes in.
All right.
I haven't started.
I
already got spoiled by my dad. What? Oh, man.
It's more Bojack, so strap the fuck in. So after we do Bojack, we are going to do Cats Don't Dance, a movie that we have talked about tangentially a lot, but never in detail, and I haven't seen it in over a decade.
Me neither. Even though in the decade that I saw it like 10 times.
Yeah. And then after that, we are going to revisit Ever After High, a new special that's dropping on August 4th. We're going to talk about everything that has been released since the first time we talked about it, which I believe is 3 specials. Way to Wonderland, Dragon Games, and the new one, Epic Winter.
And then seasons 3 and 4 of the webisodes. Yeah. I believe. Which
that I might have some holes in what I've watched.
Yeah.
Some good.
I mean, we're in chapter, that's what they call chapter 4 right now, so.
Yeah, it's a book. Whatever.
It's a storybook.
It's a book.
It's a fairy tale book story. Animated for your convenience.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright. And did you do your stuff?
Yeah, and so that's all our stuff. But we head out, I just wanted to shout out a couple things. My very good friend Case, I've known them for a few years now. We met in the Homestuck fandom, but have both moved on to much better things. They're a musician, and they do all their own stuff. They're independent, and they just recently dropped an album. It's called So Far. Their music is just called Hi, I'm Case. And mainly you can follow them and support them hopefully on Patreon, just patreon.com/Hi, I'm Case, all one word. And it's not actually dropped yet, like for purchase, but you can listen and stream it on SoundCloud right now. Their SoundCloud is just soundcloud.com/JISC. That's from a previous like band name they went under. But like it's really good stuff. It's like a lot of fun. It's like a lot of fun jams music wise, but then the lyrics like they really like bore their soul in a lot of ways. Like the lyrics are very personal, and like you get it even if you don't get it. You're like this means something. Oh no, emotions. But like while you're
this must be deep.
Yeah. And so I want to get this out there as much as possible because obviously they're an independent musician trying to get noticed on the internet, and that's not a simple task. Yeah. So I just really wanted to shout them out and have people at least give the album a listen. Yep. Hi, I'm Case. Just look for it. And
we'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, if I remember. Maybe I'll remember this time, because it's germane to something important to me. But now that I've gotten that good deed out of the way, let me put myself on blast. I got a new YouTube channel, a new YouTube project that I'm doing with a friend of the show, Alex. It's a Let's Play channel. It's a lot less serious than that cool, awesome soul-bearing music I was mentioning earlier. We just have goof-em-ups while we play video games, and it's just a fun time. And it would be cool if you joined us for the fun time. It's called The Big D-Pad, because we're children, and...
I mean, he literally is. You guys know Baby Cakes? He's Baby Cakes.
He's literally... he's Baby Cakes with hair.
He's like with hair, and if he was always like telling you were wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And so I'll link to that. I'll link to that as well. And we've been going for a couple weeks now. He's going through Dark Souls 3. I just finished recording Inside, a new game that came out, sort of a quasi sequel to Limbo, made by the same people. We play a bunch of stuff. It's really very short, very fun time. And so like we're playing stuff, and we actually managed to get a couple pre-release codes for some games because influencer is a job title now. So you can just like email people saying like, hey, I got a YouTube channel, and they're like, dope, here's a free video game. Put us on, freaking shout us out.
We actually got Toon Goons got a DVD in the mail for that, which
it's also coming down the pipeline.
Do you want to mention what it is?
Yeah.
Sure. It's a New Zealand show called the Barefoot Bandits. It's New Zealand's first home-produced animated television show. Tooch was over a while ago, last weekend to do some business stuff. When we recorded that episode, we watched them. It's very good. It's currently only available to stream online if you are in New Zealand, but the DVD is region free.
Yeah.
Like, it has on the back of the box, it says region 0, which means there's no region lock encoding. And it's very reasonably priced. You search Barefoot Bandits DVD. We're gonna talk about it coming up at some point.
Yeah, and maybe
look out for that.
Maybe even talk to the creators.
Yeah, who reached out to us.
Yeah, so, if we can make that happen.
Nina and I also have another project. Yeah, Nina and I also have another project coming down the pipe, but we'll give more details on that later.
Yep.
In the meantime, I've been Nikki.
I've been Nina.
I continue to be Tooch.
And thank you for tuning in.